Hi everyone, this is Robin from Our Wild Way, and today I am here to review and do a quick little overview of Torchlight curriculum. This is a new curriculum. It comes as a digital PDF download from the Torchlight website. It's about $30, and so far they only have kindergarten level or K level released. Soon, Level 1 will be out as well. So I'm super excited about this curriculum. We started it about 10 weeks ago. My kids are a little bit older, but we're really enjoying going around the world, looking at different countries, and the reading list is exceptional. The books are diverse, they're inclusive, and they are modern. They're all beautifully illustrated and written and well-vetted stories. So I don't have to worry about looking over them for acceptable content beforehand, which is a plus. The program is fully secular, and it's just a really beautiful program. So I had my curriculum overview printed from the Homeschool print company, and they do a beautiful job. The cover is plastic. I had to save money. I had because more money goes to more books, as you can see. So I had the front page done in color and the rest of them done in black and white, which is a great way to save money when you're having your items printed. So this is a literature-based curriculum, as you can see here. It uses the Socratic method, which is a inquiry-based way of learning. So ask questions, you dig deeper into topics with questions, with specifically targeted questions. And it's a really great way to go about diving deeper into subjects with your young ones. So let's get started on a little overview of the books. Let's start with the social studies books. Now, some of the books are going to be used every single week. Some of them are used 1 week. Some of them are used, over a couple weeks, like the chapter books. When you buy the curriculum, it'll lay out which books are spines. She also has a huge list of supplements and also alternatives for some of the books are a little bit harder to find than others. So the supplement list is great. She also has a list of podcasts, apps. She recommends some of these books in audiobook form, which is awesome. It's really a multisensory approach to our education. So let's get started here. This is an excellent book, Good Night Stories for Rebel Girls, and every page is a different story and a picture. Each story has where it's from, where the woman is from, so it coincides with the different countries that you're studying. And they're really great little stories. Really nicely illustrated. And they're simple. I mean, they're very simple, but it allows you to dig in deeper with other things. Now we've got the Magic School Bus and the Science Fair Expedition. Magic School Bus books are always fun, always. Then we've got Mr. Ferris and his wheel. This is about the invention of the Ferris wheel and how he had to overcome a lot of ridicule when he was trying to make this. It's a great story. We've also got Star Stuff by Carl Sagan and the Mysteries of the Cosmos. The Earth and every living things are made of star stuff. Fun. Here we have art. These are all the Katie books by James Mayhew. Periods. And some of them even have a little activity or an idea and way to expand on the back page. So got the Katie books. There's also a book that goes over illustrating, and I didn't get that book because it was a little bit too young for my kids. So Katie and the Impressionists. Katie and the sunflowers, and Katie and the water lily pond. These really are precious books. I mean, I have enjoyed them so much. Even my 10-year-old, you know, this curriculum is set up for about 4 to 8. But my 10-year-old is really enjoying what we're doing. I just expand a little deeper into, you know, some of the subjects, and I have her read a lot more than, you know, the curriculum requires them to be reading. So let's see the next subject. So this is science. We've got the Zoe and Sassafras books. And if you haven't checked out the Zoe and Sassafras books, you need to. Because they're great. I think there's 5 or 6 out so far in this series, and they do a really nice job of introducing the scientific method to younger kids. They're easy to read, they're illustrated, they're just a really fun early chapter book. Next we have Tiny Creatures in the Worlds of Microbes. Great illustrations, great information, really a nice little book. The story of the Galapagos. Then we have, let's look at this one next. Grandmother Fish, A Child's First Book of Evolution. This is a really a sweet book. Well organized, well written. It has a nice little, where is that? There, a nice little evolution tree. It's really a wonderful little story. Here we have Thunder Underground. This is a book of nature poetry. And there's some great little stories in here, you know, just original poetry, centering on things that are underground. Crazy, I know. Who would have thought? Next, we have Around the World on 80 Legs. This is one of the ones that is a little bit difficult to source. So she has alternates written into the curriculum for this particular book. I think it's actually going to be replaced in future editions. But it's really lovely. I mean, there's original poetry for different animals. So this coincides to the different countries you study and different animals you study. It really is an adorable book. If you can find it, I suggest you get it when you can. But don't freak if you don't. I mean, it's not an integral part of the curriculum. There's other ones that are just as good. Now this one, I've got to say, this is probably one of my favorite books in the curriculum. This is the Atlas of Animal Adventures. There's a whole series of these books by Wide Eye Publishing, and they're big, they're beautifully illustrated, and there is tons of information. My kids love these books. After I got this one, I had to turn around and get the other ones because that's just what I do. And they enjoy them all. My kids really enjoy learning through literature. So when I find a book that they really enjoy, I tend to get more of those books in the series. So here next we have the character building part of the curriculum, which is, it's so great. I mean, it's so important to teach our children emotional intelligence, self-regulation, coping skills, problem solving. And it's really something that's left out of a lot of curriculums. I think that the focus on that in this curriculum is really something that sets it apart in a positive way. This one, building character from true stories, with true stories from nature, highlights different stories from different animals. And then it has discussion on, so you've got the clever crows, and then there's discussion. Some people think that this book is a little bit too advanced for, say, the kindergarten level. Since I'm doing it with older kids, it hasn't really been too much of an issue. But we enjoy it. I like the book a lot. I'm glad that I decided to go with it. It has vocabulary, it has discussion points, it has activities. It also has a, I have it in my computer right now, but it comes with a CD to expand on the discussion points. There's pictures, there's all kinds of stuff on the DVD. I had the whole thing printed, and I'm actually still waiting for it to come. Next, we have the Zen books by John Muth. And these books are really precious. There's quite a few of them that are scheduled into this curriculum. So we have Zen Shorts, Zen Ties, Zen Ghosts, Haiku, and Zen Socks. Now, if anybody has an Epic subscription, which is audiobooks and read-along books, they are all available on Epic. There's about 15 books in this curriculum that are available on the Epic app. Also, Overdrive and Hoopla. There's several books that are available in audiobook form. Also with character building books is On's Anger. This is a really lovely little book too. I really like books that help children learn self-regulation. It's something that comes naturally to most kids, but not all kids. So it's good to, I like reinforcing different coping skills and really try to push the self-regulation with my kids. So next we've got the geography books. It's quite a stack. Okay. So we've got the Ready to Read Level 2 book, Living in South Africa. We've got And Tango Makes Three. This is a precious book. It's really touching, and another one, just beautifully illustrated, lovely story. Sophie Goes South. I had to buy this one. A lot of these books I was able to find at the library. I bought all the spines and I bought a lot of the chapter books, but some of them I just had to have because I knew we would use them over and over and over again. Like this Sophie Goes South, there's a mix of illustrations and photography. It's a really lovely book. I suggest you add this onto your collection. We've also got Rainbow Weaver. We've got Africa is Not a Country, and it really highlights the diversity within Africa. All too often, Africa gets jumbled into one big thing, but really there's so much diversity throughout the continent. We've got The Magic Nesting Doll, which is a really adorable Russian story. And just look at those illustrations. Beautiful. We've got Biblioburo. This is a Colombian story. One Green Apple. Hiawatha and the Peacemaker. Here's a couple more of the Katie books. These are geography specific, so Katie in Scotland and Katie in London. I can't stress enough how much my kids have really enjoyed these stories. They adore them. We've got O'Sullivan's Stew, which is an Irish story. It's an adorable little story. It really is. Lost and Found Cat. This is another one that I really felt like that we had to own. It's a wonderful story. It really is. It's about a family fleeing war and becoming refugees and losing their cat and finding their cat. So, I mean, it's really a wonderful story. It's an important story. So I felt like we would revisit this one over and over again. Mapping Penny's World. We already own this one. We own all the Penny books. Anytime we can have a Boston Terrier book, we'll take it. Because my kids love Boston Terriers. And we have positivity. So this is all about mapping a world around you. It's a great little story. Here's a good one. If you lived here. So this just kind of shows houses from around the world. Different houses, different time periods, in different parts of the world. So this is a really, really fun book to go with a geography study. This is part of our collection for sure. A Year Full of Stories. This is another great one. I love this book. You know, some of the stories are a little intense for more sensitive children. Stories has different stories throughout dates of the year for different countries. Folklore, myths for different parts of the world. So, for example, January 1st, New Year's Day, would be Father Frost, a Russian story. And it goes through the year. Here's January, Chinese New Year, King of the Forest, a Chinese story. February. It has some cool obscure holidays too. So there's just different stories for throughout the year. Here's Valentine's Day, The Frog Prince, a German story. This is definitely one that I encourage you to buy rather than check out from the library. All right, last we have the Barefoot Book of Children. Barefoot books are all really inclusive and diverse. And this shows a great, it just shows kids how we're all different and that's okay. This is another one that we had to buy. So this is the Cultured Chef. It's an international cookbook for kids. It's really a lovely book. I suggest going directly to the publisher for this one. Go to their website. Don't look on Amazon for this book. It has tripled in price since the curriculum came out. But the publisher has started selling them on their website due to the demand, which is awesome. So this book, it's got tips for success in the kitchen. It has tips for using international recipes and ingredients, where to find them. So it's also divided by continent, which is awesome. It makes things easy to find. It starts in North America. It starts in North America with Hawaii, and it has a little bit of background. It has some culturally significant information about the recipe and about the country. A simple recipe, which is a plus. I mean, most of these recipes have less than 10 ingredients. They're easy enough for the kids to help with, and they're simple enough that most of the time the kids are happy enough to try them. But there are some really delicious recipes in here. It's very well illustrated and really well written. It's a very nicely done book. I definitely suggest you add this onto your collection as well. And last but not least, we've got the literature selections. We've got Hattie and Hudson, and this is a really lovely book about friendship. Next, we've got the Mercy Watson set. Now, I had never heard about these until I got this curriculum, and my kid loves these books. They are so funny, and they're so sweet, and they're fun to read out loud together. Amazon has got a really nice box set. But they're color illustrations, and they're just funny. They're just funny little beginning chapter books. Next is the Mystery or Greetings from Somewhere collection. So these are early chapter books that are about two homeschooled kids traveling the country with their parents, solving fun little mysteries. Next is the Prairie Thief. And then we've got Ivy, Miss Piggle-Wiggle and the Weather Cure, and Miss Piggle-Wiggle and the Walk Your Dog Cure. And this is the Wishing Chair collection. So the science portion of this curriculum is through Be Naturally Curious. They are digital PDF downloads, and when you buy your Torchlight curriculum, you get, I think it's 40% off or 60% off of the units. It's really cute. I actually left out one, so there's 5 units that are used throughout the Torchlight curriculum. You've got Butterfly, Life in the Desert, Our Neighbor the Moon, and the Wide World of Vertebrates. You also have an underwater, under ocean unit. And these are really lovely. I mean, they're illustrated, they include a lot of discussion points, and a ton of activities. So for younger kids, these are awesome. Even for older kids. My 10-year-old has enjoyed these units. I really recommend it. I like it a lot. We will be working on level 1 starting in the fall. As soon as level 1 comes out, I'm going to have it printed. I'm going to gather the books, and I will be reviewing that for you all as well. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment down in the comment section if you're planning on using Torchlight or you have any questions about the curriculum. I am happy to answer them. I'm really interested to see what you guys are doing with this curriculum. Thank you so much.